Okay, so here at the 9 o'clock, woo, hey, SC2 is what we wanted there. Over at the 9 o'clock position on Shattered Temple, we have Tt.White-Ra spawning as our red Protoss player. His opponent, ever the Manor guy. Although I will note, Tt.White-Ra dropped the smiley face this time.
He did indeed.
We're getting closer to BM.
Sheth, I believe, put a space between the colon and the parentheses.
So he's a little bit happier spreading it out. So
his smiley face is widening.
Yeah, so
Tt.White-Ra's is gone.
This is as close to BM as Tt.White-Ra will actually have.
Well,
but
I mean,
anyway.
Sheth did win game 1, so...
And he is our purple Zerg over here at the 3 o'clock position. But yes, he did take game number 1 on Antigua Shipyard. Kind of an interesting game. I think we were both in agreement that Tt.White-Ra had pretty good sense of timing with his first attack. He was outright able to deny the third. It was a good snap decision of his, but like you mentioned, just wasn't committed enough, didn't have upgrades, didn't have Robo in place, and that secondary attack when he got pulled off by Lings, it just was never going to work.
Yeah, I just don't think it was a very well-timed attack at all. The first one was great.
Yeah.
But there's no need to push it a second time. He could have easily just taken his third.
Sure.
Put up a few cannons, walled off, teched up to Colossus, added a few Immortals into his army mix, got, you know, +1/+1, maybe +2/+1, and then done a push around whatever, 150, 160 supply, and I think Sheth would have been hard-pressed to stop that because he would have been playing catch-up from that point on, and he would have been droning so hard, his army just wouldn't have been there.
And we see Forge Fast Expand coming out of Tt.White-Ra. We also have a Speedling build coming out of Sheth. It was 14 gas, 14 pools. Sense of timing's very, very good. He knows how to get the last possible minerals from his drones and send them at just the, like, I don't know if you saw there, but the third drone came back, returned its minerals when the first 2 were already sent to the extractor. So we got 5 additional minerals when other players may not have. So I love little details like that. Maybe it's just those things I noticed, but
no, it's something that a lot of really good players do stuff like that.
Yeah,
I do stuff like that all the time. If you just see it, sometimes you just grab it and it's not like it's not crazy. Yeah. It's stuff that you do when you see it, but it's not something that I don't think you would see Sheth do like every game.
Sure.
It's something if he sees it coming and he has the time and his focus is right there, then he can react to it. Yeah, exactly.
Get it done.
And there we go. He pulls off almost perfectly 12 extra gas right there.
Yeah, looks like he was.
No big deal.
Yeah, no, not at all. And once again, only using his overlords to scout, has not sent out any drones, so he's fairly reactionary. I mean, it's not important to him to scout his opponent absolutely early and construct his build based upon whether it's a Forge Fast Expander or a 1-gate expander, whatever it might be. He does find his opponent now. He sees the Photon Cannon coming up and the Nexus, but he does have, like we mentioned, a pretty good Speedling build in place and may have the potential to just outright flood Tt.White-Ra a bit.
Yeah, he definitely could. Speed's going to be done here in 20 or 30 seconds. The gateway is up, but the wall is so far forward that, you know, some Speedlings sneaking around the top isn't that far out of the question.
Right.
We do not see any more Speedlings in production yet from Sheth. He's got a queen, and he did get his natural going, so it doesn't look like he's going to go for a run by just yet.
Oh, let's see. That was actually pretty decent positioning on the pylon. Forces the Lynx just that farther around, makes him take 3 hits. Back on Sheth's side of things, though, nothing too out of the ordinary yet. Still droning up, but we do have a pylon behind the hatchery, and of course that is out of vision.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see if Tt.White-Ra's able to make anything off of that. However, these 3 Lings are going to be a little bit annoying. They're going to attack this Nexus for quite a while as Zealots coming out and will eventually drive those away, but a good portion of the shields are actually going to go down on the Nexus.
Ooh, cannons going up at the natural right now, though, for Sheth. I don't know if he sees this just yet.
Definitely will now.
He will now, but I don't know if he's going to have time to react here. He does have the Queen on the way. The drones are coming down to attack these cannons. Cannon number 1 will surely go down. Cannon number 2 is going to have a little bit more time. He's adding additional cannons behind these cannons. Wow. Some Lings coming out here.
Oh, wow. Nice mineral walk.
I don't think this is actually going to do very much damage, or at least the intended amount.
Oh, wow. I can't believe he actually let that last...
Cancel everything.
He didn't cancel the one cannon to finish and only killed a Zergling, so they actually lost 150 resources because of it. I thought he was actually going to come out in the advantage just due to the fact that he was making his opponent lose so much mining time. It was worth 120 resources or so that he was going to lose by canceling.
No.
But after that, not so much. Sheth produced the absolute perfect number of Lings and it's redroning.
If we go back to the natural...
Yeah.
I think that was a huge mistake by Tt.White-Ra, because generally, you know, you'll see players put the cannons in the back, which gives you a lot more time for the drones to run around, like a cannon here,
you can
and
also,
a cannon here, and a cannon there.
You can also do the pylon right here,
Yeah.
pylon right here, double cannon in the middle,
Yeah,
and
I'm
they're
not
just
sure
not accessible.
why he used that really weird formation right there,
Yeah.
but from what I could tell, it just gave the cannons the maximum possible surface area to get attacked by lings and drones, and I think that was a huge mistake on his part. He could have just ended the game right there if he had done that properly, and he ended up losing a lot of money as a result as well.
Yes, he did. 150 for the cannon, 100 for a pylon, and then 3 of them canceling at 37 apiece, so you're talking about 370 resources lost. Actually, 367. But
Yeah, that's pretty considerable.
yeah, it is. So let's see here. I'm sorry, 361 is what I meant. Anyway, the macro
Quick
hatch
math.
is coming up
Quick
now.
math.
That's what I got to be good at doing. Anyway, destructible rocks are going down here in a second, so he is going to take a third base pretty quickly, and Sheth feels pretty confident that he's not going to get hit by any sort of a timing, I suppose, as he's clearing up. Maybe he's just utilizing his idle Zerglings to go ahead and take that out right away, especially given the fact that he already has a macro hatch coming up, but certainly not out of the question that he could take an early third.
Yeah, not at all. It's definitely a possibility, and I think he will go with the gold. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, on Shattered Temple, it's right there, and, you know, if you're... oh, my goodness.
Hello.
Before I say that, I saw a bunch of ghost gateways. They keep getting put up and canceled and disappearing, but...
Let's see, that's going to be 7 altogether. There was 7 gate off of 2
dear
bays.
God, and we've seen a lot of this out of White-Ra lately. This is a build he really loves to use.
7 gate plus 2, it looks like. I imagine he's going to opt for another upgrade here in a second before he begins the cycles of warp-ins, or maybe I'm just... or not plus 2, I'm sorry, but a 1-1. Yeah. He would need Twilight Council to get plus 2.
There it is. Armor's on the way as well now. Gonna go ahead and chrono that out, and then gonna hit a pretty solid timing push here. His supply down right now, but he's saving a ton of money, so he will be able to boost that up with a few warp cycles, and there we go. His supply is just now, you know, starting to get to the point it needs to be at. But Sheth, I feel, is in a pretty good position to potentially hold this off. I mean,
Sure.
He's got a lot of units out on the field already. He's got that macro hatch.
Another 28 links coming out now, so that's actually going to put him at 61 already.
Yeah.
Going down to the bottom right-hand corner for a 4th base. His macro is looking great. His supply is skyrocketing already. He's got 1-1 coming. And Vengeful Sack. So we're going to see Baneling drops here in a bit.
Yeah, looks like that's what he is going for, but he's not going to have a chance to get there. White-Ra's already on his way in right now, but it might be a good thing that Sheth has those lings out on the field right now, killing... Oh, and he's not going to get a chance to cancel that hatchery. It does finish right as White-Ra gets there.
Yeah.
This probe being so pesky, just dropping pylons everywhere. This pylon, actually, one of the more important ones. It doesn't actually get up, though. White-Ra needs to drop that again immediately.
There it goes. Okay. So he should be pretty good on that front. Banelings are going to roll in here in a second, and the flank is actually happening on the back, although the Zealots are actually dealing with those pretty well. If the Banelings get in and get decent hits on the Zealots, he may be all right, but these sentries...
Oh, my. Those last two Banelings right there just took out all the sentries and some Zealots.
I was on the cusp of saying the sentries staying alive through this entire fight, but then they all went down to 1 Baneling. However, that being said, White-Ra still has an immense amount of units, and Sheth really just doesn't have that much to defend with.
Yeah, he's pulling all of his drones now. Coming down off the ramp. The ramp is actually blocked off here between the two hatcheries, so White-Ra with some great surface area, and Sheth just, there's no way he's going to be able to produce enough to stop this. I think we're going to have a quick Game 2 victory for White-Ra, and there it is.
Wow!
The GG with the exclamation point on it, because that's really the way it went down. I mean,
yeah,
that was brutal.
That was. I thought Sheth certainly had the ability, like you did with all those lings on the field, to be able to put a stop to that, or at least cut off reinforcements and take out those pylons that were reinforcing and stabilize. But didn't happen. Tyler leaves the game in disgust as well, and we're going to head into game number 3 here in just a second.